Hello, ladies. How is everyone today? Little buddy's walking all around me here. Come on, little buddy, quit. He's wanting attention, so he's just rubbing me and going in and out of my legs. I hope this weather doesn't interfere with the Wi Fi reception. Hello, Connie and Gladys. Where's everybody else at? There's Susan. Hello, Susan. I guess my thumbnail was a little bit deceptive. It appeared like we were going to have a Super Bowl or something with my thumbnail, but no, I'm not watching the football game. I kind of like to see the halftime game, but that's usually the only thing I care about because for me, the game lasts too long. It takes too long to get through the whole game, and I get impatient. I'm trying to talk Jess into coming on. Yeah, come on, Jess. Join us. And there's Mary. Hello, Mary. It's another rainy day here, so I couldn't do nothing outside. I couldn't get motivated today. I was just dragging around all day and really haven't done anything except feed little buddy, put him in and out. Yep, and Gladys is here. Look what I got in the mail. Carrot seeds, beet seeds, parsnip seeds, more carrot seeds, and more beet seeds. There are two different types of beets. These are kind of a white looking beet, where these are the red ones. The white ones don't bleed on you like the red ones do. But in reading the packages, I can go ahead and plant my parsnips and these beets right now. So I'm waiting for the rain to stop so I can get out and do some planting. The rest of these pepper seeds, I can plant those indoors in the greenhouse. I just need to get out there and do it and then transplant the seeds later. But I can sow these directly outside in pots and then thin them out. So we'll see. And there's Barb Hanley. Hello. Well, the only thing I know you could do is get some tulle and make you a tulle tent around your rosemary plant or rose of Sharon plant And I don't think the puppy will go through the tool to get to your plant. That's what I usually do if I have critters trying to get to my plants. I'll put a tool tin over it or put tool around it, and usually they won't try to go through the tool to get to your plant. I'm trying to get you on my something. My wheel keeps spinning on my laptop, so I'm hoping you get better reception than my laptop is getting here. It doesn't show on my camera that it's having any type of interference. And the lighting is terrible in here. It's so dark and gloomy outside. Yeah, you can get a 40, 50 yard roll of tulle for like $14 if you order it online. I think eBay even sells it, and you get it in all different colors. So you can match your color scheme. I know it usually keeps squirrels and rabbits out of your plants because they won't go through that tool. Well, all that moving of dirt that I did, I mean, if you saw that short video I posted earlier today, it showed all the soil that I have moved and put in the rock gardens. I think that's what's got me down the last 2 days. Not only that it's raining, but it just wore me out from moving that much garden soil. I had to use the wheelbarrow to do it. And it just tuckered me out to where I've been down for 2 days. I don't want to do anything. Tulle, it's is it Tulle? It's a net fabric, Barb. If you'll put in Tulle in a search bar on Amazon, it'll bring up what I'm talking about. You buy it by the yard, but on Amazon you can get the whole roll, the whole bolt. Like you can go to Walmart and buy it by the yard, but you're going to pay a lot more for it. It's just that net material that they usually make real fancy, like prom dresses with. Yeah, it's very inexpensive, and you can buy it, like I said, if you go to Amazon especially. I know they've got it, all different colors. You buy the whole bolt of 40 yards for like uh, $14, $15. You can get a 10-yard roll for like $10. So it's cheaper to get the 40-yard roll if you're going to use it at all. And it lasts forever. But it's 54 inches wide. So you can cut a length that you need maybe to drape over the top of the plant. And it should be wide enough to cover it. And there's Jessica. Hello, Jessica. I don't know how anybody else gets, but on rainy days, I want to hibernate. I don't want to do anything. She's kind of shy. Well, we're glad to have you in our chat, Jessica, and Barb as well. I think that's the way you spell it, Barb. Tulle, I think. But it's just fabric by the yard, and it's a real, it's a net material. I bought a 40-yard roll of it myself in green. Because I just figured the green fit in my garden better than any other color. But like I said, you can get any color you want. I think Susan was going to get purple because she likes purple. And there's Paul's in the garden. Hello. Glad to have you in chat today. Yeah, I'm anxious to get these white beets and my parsnips planted. I might plant these in my 5-tier planter out here. I was thinking I might put flowers in maybe one tray of it, but I may put vegetables like this in the other one that, they might not grow too tall. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, you like my necklace? It's pretty old. I've had it for a long time. And it's adjustable. You can lower it down like this, or you can raise it up. Pull on these little tails, as I call it, and raise it up as high as you want it. So you can fit your neck, like the neckline of your dress with it. Yeah, I've liked it. I just don't wear a lot of jewelry lately. I mean, since I'm out in the garden all the time, I just don't wear a lot of jewelry. My earrings are the only thing I leave on all the time. They call them bolos. The game starts at 5. Somebody was telling me it started at 3, but a cowgirl necklace. I think it's just a flower. Yeah, it's supposed to be just a flower, actually. Can't get me on your TV? I don't know why. You shouldn't have any problem at all if you went to your YouTube channel. Oh, I see. Yeah, you can pull it all the way down and just take it off your head, so there's no catch, to undo or fasten back. But I thought it went with the trim on my blouse, because that little trim on my blouse is gold, kind of a gold metallic stuff. So I said, well, since I got that, I need to put something on my neck so my neck's not so bare. So I went digging around and found this in my jewelry box. I said, well, hey, I haven't worn this in a long time. Well, thank you, Jane, and welcome. And there's Randy. Hello, Randy. I was just showing everybody all the seeds that I just recently got. They were sent by the anonymous giver. And I think like I said, I think I'm going to go ahead and sow these in that 5-tier garden planter. Maybe at the top, because they won't get too awfully tall. I think it would be deep enough to plant them in there. Maybe not. I'll just have to check on it. Cool. Yeah, I've got to get out then put more seeds in some pots in the greenhouse too. I got plenty of little pots to get them started in. Texas is rainy today. It was rainy all day yesterday. It's been raining all day today. Not a hard rain, just a light rain, but it has been raining all day. But, you know, they forecasted it rain yesterday, today, and probably tomorrow. So we'll see. Yeah, you're having a misty rain there too. Yeah, I was thinking when someone told me the game started at 3, but I always thought it started like at 5 o'clock. Cooler there, but than it was yesterday and cloudy, but no rain, Susan. Yeah, well, it's been cloudy all day. The sun's definitely not been out. It's a little chilly, but it's not cold. Um, if you went out and stayed out very long, you'd probably want to put a thin jacket or sweater on so you didn't get a chill because it is damp. Yeah, but we needed the rain, and that's one reason I wanted to go ahead and get the garden soil out in the rock gardens before this 3-day rain, because that way it'll soak all that good stuff coming out of that dirt into the soil, and it'll get to my flower bulbs, and hopefully they'll come up and be really pretty this summer. You know, they didn't really come up last summer because it was too hot, it was too dry, and then I couldn't water because of the water restrictions. And we still have a water restriction, but at least they're letting me use my garden hose now. But they need to go ahead and lift that water restriction. I mean, it's ridiculous. 3 years of restrictions on your water, that's uncalled for. They could build a factory in that length of time to purify their water. Yeah, it's been rainy like that all day today. Sometimes it'll rain hard enough you can see the rain falling and it'll all drip off the patio. And you don't want to be out in it because it's raining hard enough you will get wet. But then it'll ease off and it'll just mist. 5:30 for the game. But that's probably Eastern time. Yeah, usually I always thought it started about 5 or 5:30 for the Super Bowl. Connie is in Tacoma, Washington. We have the pregame on Paramount Plus. Yeah. Yeah, I imagine they'll go crazy with all kind of stuff for the Super Bowl before it actually even starts today. Are you making snacks for the Super Bowl? I thought about making little puddings, but I don't know. I don't think because I'll end up eating them, and I don't need I don't need to be eating them. I've gained so much now I can't hardly get in some of my slacks. I've gained quite a bit of weight around my middle. Oh, yeah, there's tons of ideas for snacks for the Super Bowl. Bloomin' onion petals. Bloomin' onions are good. I haven't had a bloomin' onion in a while. We've got a TGI Fridays in Fort Worth, and a friend of mine said, I want you to come with me to Fort Worth today. He said, I want to show you something. I want you to try something. I said, what do you want me to try? He said, I want you to try a bloomin' onion. He said, they fix bloomin' onions up there, and those are the best things in the world if you eat them while they're hot. And I thought to myself, well, I've never heard of a bloomin' onion before. But I went up there and we got a bloomin' onion, and that was a great big onion. Oh my God. It filled up the whole platter. And you just broke a piece off and dip it in your sauce and eat it. It was really good. It kind of loses a little bit when it gets cold, though. It's better if you eat it when it's hot. When it first comes out of the pot, the pot of grease. I made nachos in my vegetable platter. My son made a fruit platter. Paul's my daughter sent Mom an apple pie. Addicting, yeah. I know, wouldn't that be awesome? Well, I told everybody they needed to have their own snacks, and we'll have a Super Bowl party on my live. That's one reason I put that thumbnail up about the Super Bowl. I wasn't sure what time it started. I love watching the halftime show. Now, if I'm with a crowd of people and I really sit there and get into the game, I love watching football. But I haven't kept up with it in a long time. I mean, I'll catch the game off and on while it's going on, just to catch up with the score and see who won and that type of thing. But I don't sit there and watch the whole thing anymore like I used to. Because, when my kids were in school, I went to all the Pee Wee football games with my daughter because she was a little Pee Wee football cheerleader. So, you had to go watch those games, of course. And then with my son, he was in football for a short time. Um, they played softball. My daughter played softball. She played basketball. She was in band, so that kept me going. Plus, my son was in baseball, soccer, you name it, he was in it. My kids were in everything at school. So that kept me running around, keeping them to their games and to their practices and that type of thing. You used to be addicted to football, Susan. And there's April. Aloha, April. Happy Sunday to you as well. Is it raining still in Hawaii, April? Because I've had rain for 2 days now. It's rained yesterday and today. It's supposed to rain tomorrow as well. I guess by the time it quits raining, I'll be ready to get out in the yard and start doing something in the garden again. But I did get, for the most part, my totes set up. I still have two of them to fill. Well, good. I haven't seen the sun in 2 days. Did you get the earthquake aftershocks? Yeah, she would go through withdrawal in the off season and even watch Canadian football for a fix. That's hard to believe, Susan. Oh, wow, you made a caramel sauce for the apples your son cut up? He'll be surprised. No shaking going on here. Well, that's a good thing then. There's no shaking going on here either. Well, we have a prize to give away today, but I wanted to wait and let more people get into chat before we did anything. You don't have to play trivia to win. my did my dad didn't watch me because, huh? Sometimes you can feel them when they're on the big island. April's in Maui. It's raining in North Carolina. It usually rains in North Carolina about every other day. I remember when I lived there, that's where I'm from. We always got rain several times a week back home. You never had to worry about watering plants, usually, or your garden. There was always enough water that it kept it going. And there's Joanne. Hello, Joanne. Welcome to our chat today. How's Joanne doing? And you're not going to believe it. I'm still looking for my soldering iron. I can't find my package of yellow tomatoes, slicing tomato seeds, and I can't find my soldering iron. I put it up in a good place so it wouldn't get lost, and I can't find it. Go figure that. And there's Shelly. Hello, Shelly. How's Shelly doing? Yeah, I was telling everybody a while back. Oh, it's been years ago. I used to have this big microwave convection oven, and I had it setting on a cart because it was too big to put on the counter. And it had a tray, that metal tray that goes in it like an oven grate. And you'd have to take it out if you were going to use the microwave setting. So I was trying to figure out where can I put my grate when I'm not using it, that it's close to the microwave so it's handy just to pull out and put in the microwave. Well, I realized there was about that much space between the bottom of the microwave and the counter, the cart that it was sitting on. Just the right spot to put that grate slid under the microwave. So it's always there, right? A couple of weeks went by and I was getting ready to, I don't know, bake biscuits or something. I was going to put them in the oven and put it on convection setting. But I needed to get the grate to put it in the microwave. I couldn't find it. I looked and I looked and I looked. I could not find that grate. Well, days later, I was walking through the house, coming through the hallway into the kitchen, and I had something in my arms carrying it. And I bumped into the microwave and I heard metal like kind of rattle, and it sounded like it was under the microwave. And I said, well, what is that? I looked down under there, and there it was. I pulled out my grate. There, I had put it under the microwave and forgot I put it there and was going crazy looking for it. So I know I've done the soldering iron the same way, and the package of seeds, because I think I remember getting those seeds. And I said, well, I'm going to put those where I'll know where they're at, because I want to plant them. I've never had the big yellow slicing tomatoes before, the gold ones. I don't know what color they call them. And now I can't find the package of seeds or the soldering iron. So I had to use the drill on my totes the other day. I said, I do this all the time. I put something up for good keeping and then I forget where I put it. Yeah, that's pretty bad, Susan. Is you can't find your phone to take a picture and it's in your hand the whole time. Like holding it up here and you're talking to somebody and, yeah, let me find my phone and I'll take a picture, and you got it in your hand up to your ear. Don't you feel kind of weird when you do that? And you hope, well, I hope nobody's watching. They'll think I've lost it. Yeah, I remember, Susan. I remember you saying that. Yeah, have your glasses pushed up on your head, and then you start looking for your glasses and you go crazy because you can't find them and they're on your head. Oh no, we're looking for my husband's mother's will. If we can't find it, her ex-husband will inherit everything. Well, she didn't tell people where she put it. Maybe it's in a safety deposit box somewhere. Does she have a bank account? If she does, she may have put the will in a safety deposit box in the bank. That's where a lot of people put theirs if they don't have an attorney that holds on to it. I did that with sunglasses one time. I had my sunglasses on and I pushed them back up on my head for some reason. And then when I was getting ready to put them back on, I couldn't find them, and it didn't take me but a second or two to realize where they were. But it's just the fact that all of a sudden I forgot I pushed them back on my head, and I was looking for them and couldn't find them. And I said, "Well, I know I've got them here somewhere." And I accidentally went like this, to brush my hair back, and felt my glasses up there. So it was an accident that I found them. Look in her closet, might be hanging in a shopping bag. You never know. People hide things in the most strangest places sometimes. Places that no one would ever think to look. Now, how many people would look for a will in a shopping bag hanging in a closet? No one. Yeah, I know. I get frustrated because I know I got it. I know I put it up for safekeeping, and then I can't find it. I can't find my safe place. It might be in the refrigerator. Didn't file it with the county. We just have a copy. Yeah, but was it notarized and signed? Even a copy should withstand the law if it's already signed and it's got a seal on it. Even a copy, I would think. I text Jessica and ask him the time where I put things. Yeah, unless she did her will herself, she more than likely had an attorney draw the will up for her. He may have a copy of it in his office. Usually they do. But if you got a copy of it, if it's already been signed by witnesses and it's got a notary seal stamp on it, even a copy should stand under the law, I would think. Oh, it wasn't notarized. Yeah, it's got to be notarized. I've got a will, and I did it up myself, but I did take it in. I think I took it into the bank, and they'll put a notary seal on anything for free. They don't even charge you to put the seal on there. And I need to update mine. But it's in a locked box where mine is. But it does need to be updated. I mean, I guess it would stand just like it is because I still own the same property and everything I had before. So, and I haven't added anything new. I mean, my car is new, but I had a car before and that was all in the will. It didn't specify what kind of car. It just said my car, my belongings, everything I own, that type of thing. So, properties. Shelly says you're looking hot today, Linda. Well, thank you. I don't feel very hot. I feel very fat. I need some of this weight off of me. I don't like all this weight, especially around my midsection. Yeah, I drew up a will. I said just in case I still had belongings at the time I passed, because I don't know how I'm going to die. I could die tomorrow, next week. And I said, at least this way it's in writing that my kids get everything. Everything that I possibly owned or have owned now go to my kids. And I said, if I live long enough, I may sell everything I've got and go live with one of my kids. So there's basically going to be nothing left to get. So in that case, I don't even need a will. But right now, I do own properties and, car. The property are the biggest things because I own property in North Carolina, own the property here, my car, and all of it's paid for. I do pay taxes on it dearly, but it's paid for. So if I died, all of that's going to go to my kids. But it's like I told my son, I said, if I live long enough, I don't know where I'm going to be at the time I die. I may be in a rest home. And if that happens, I said, I may sell everything I own before that I'm put there. Or I said, I may live with you or my daughter, Margaret, his sister. And I said, in that case, I'll sell everything I've got. Because, I'm not going to need this place. I'm not going to need the property in North Carolina if I'm not even able to take care of myself. So, leave me, little buddy. Well, yeah, if he's still around at that time, because like I said, we never know when we're going. We can go tomorrow. We can be in an accident when I leave my driveway and be killed. You never know. Or I may live to 104 years old. I may outlive both of my kids. I don't know. I hope I don't. We have been paying taxes on it, but they said that doesn't mean you own it. Well, no, you can pay taxes on properties and stuff, and that doesn't mean you own it. You got to have that title in your name to say you own the property. Can I have your buckets? I hope I outlive my buckets, Shelley. In fact, I need to buy about 5 or 6 more buckets to put to those new totes that I put up. I got to have buckets to catch that runoff. April says I'm going to outlive my dog. Leave me let me too. On the deed to the trailer, Mom had her name and or my name, so yeah, if your name is on the deed and your mom passes away, then it's going to be solely yours. And I said, who knows, if things got bad enough with me and I had to go live with my son, say, just for instance, if he didn't want the property, I'd probably sign it over to him if he wanted it, if I had to live with him, or I'd sell it because I would have no need for it. I would not want to keep paying taxes on it or upkeep on this mobile home because that would be kind of ridiculous, I mean, I'd probably just go ahead and sell it. Or like I said, if he wanted because I do live here at the lake, and people move here because it's like a resort lake. They like living on the lake. And if he wanted a lake house, then I'd just sign him over the property. Just sign the deed over to him. He could pay the taxes on it. But that's if I had to go live with him. I don't know. And at the time I die, it'll go to him and my daughter. Both my properties. It's to be split equally, 50-50. But like I said, that can change. You can always change your will. Just because you make it one time doesn't mean it's in concrete and you can't make changes to it. But I do need to update it probably. Well, that was good, Susan. I know I went with my mom. I went home on vacation one summer, and she wanted me to take her to Burgaw, drive for her, because she wanted to go to the funeral home. She wanted to make her own arrangements for her funeral, because she said, knowing some of the rest of my family, that was the only way she said I will get what I want, is to go over there and do it myself. So I took her over there. And she made all the plans for her funeral. She picked out her casket, and she paid for it out of her pocket. She said that way no one's got to pay a dime to bury me. I'll have everything the way I want it instead of what they want, and it's done. Yeah, it's unfortunately, Susan, sometimes, they do that, but I can understand. I paid to have Pat's urn put in the ground after she passed away because my brother couldn't and had for almost a year without doing it. Hmm. Well, fortunately, that's something there that, it does never has to be buried. If the ashes are in an urn, you can keep them in there forever. Doesn't matter. Yeah, if that was her wish, yeah, you should follow through with her final wishes. That was your biological mom. I'm going with the ants. She wanted to be near her husband. I just wondered, I wasn't sure if you meant ants, the crawling kind, or ants, the like aunt and uncle kind. You just gonna let the ants carry you off, Gladys? Is that what it is? Well, have a good night, Randy. I'm glad you could pop in. But we've been on here long enough that I can do the giveaway. I was picking things that are red because it's, Valentine's Day's coming up. And this is this little cutter chopper thing. It's a grape cutter. And since it's red, I thought that would be a good giveaway for today. You just have to answer one question. What color were my totes in my last video? The new ones, the new totes. What color are they? Anybody know? Gladys got it. It's green. Nighters. So Gladys, I'll get this grape cutter sent out to you. You'll be able to cut your grapes with it for Valentine's Day. Yeah, everybody's coming up with green, but unfortunately, no, wait a minute. Wait. I saw Gladys, but I don't think she was the first one. Susan Proctor is actually the first one. I'm sorry, Gladys. I looked down there and your name was the first one I saw, but it's Susan. Susan come in with green, and then Shelley. Holiday's here. Hello, Holiday. So it's going to be Susan. Susan's getting the grape cutter. I'm sorry about that. I don't know how come it just glanced at Gladys's name. It just popped up on the screen all of a sudden, and I didn't see the names that popped up ahead of her. So Susan's got the grape cutter. Write that down so there is no mistaking who to get that out to. I got to get T. Sharon's in the mail too. I got it in a package, but I didn't make it to the post office yet, so I can take both of them at the same time. So yay, Susan. How's Holiday doing? Yeah, if you're in zone 8, I've been talking about that on some of my videos. If you live in zone 8 anywhere throughout the United States, there's some things you can plant in the ground right now, like your parsnips and those white beets. They're golden Detroit. Is what the name of them are. Golden Detroit beets. You can plant those in the ground right now. The parsnips you can plant in the ground. And there's tons of stuff that you can plant. Sow your seeds indoors and then wait till the last frost date and plant them outside. I'm rooting garlic and lettuce. Well, I planted my garlic and my onions back in December. And you see in my last videos how tall my garlic and my onions are. Yeah, I'm not planting flowers right now. Now, I might start some seeds in the greenhouse, but I will not put them outside until, I know the last frost date is gone. Oh, yeah, I've had it snow here in March. I planted my garden one year, planted tomatoes and some pepper plants, planted all my seeds in the garden, in the ground, and we got snow. So I rushed out there. I took every little, like 2-gallon bucket or anything that was big enough to put over my tomato plants. I turned them upside down, put them over my tomato and pepper plants, put a rock on top so the wind couldn't blow it off. And it snowed that night. The next day I went out there and I took the bucket off of my plants, and they were just as pretty as they were when I planted them. And of course the snow melted pretty fast. So I was able to uncover them. They were all fine. And of course the seed that I put in the ground, it didn't hurt any of that because none of it had germinated yet. I had just put it in the ground, so it was good to go. And that was the year my garden did so well. I had so many cucumbers, squash, tomatoes. I was giving stuff away left and right. The one thing that messed my garden up is when I got that load of dirt delivered, and I told them topsoil, and they thought I wanted it just for grass for the yard, and it had grass seed in it. So that ruined my garden spot. I'm in 8 here, and I've ordered 2 banana trees, believe it or not. I never thought about planting the banana trees in Texas before, but they say for zone 8 you can plant them. You may have to put them in a container that can be moved indoors or in a greenhouse or covered through winter months if if it gets freezing for very long, because they'll die down and they come up from like a bulb and they'll regrow every year. So I'm going to find out. I invested in 2 of them. And I'm hoping at least one of my tree collards survived. It has so far. I've got 1 I know, or 2 possibly. Yeah, I've got a pineapple plant out here too. I'm just hoping it survived. All the leaves have died on it from the freezes we had, but I've never had a pineapple plant before. And that was one that the anonymous sender sent to me. And I've got it planted at the corner of my patio. And I'm just hoping it survives and it comes back out in the spring. Oh, you planted. I've done that before. I've planted the top of the pineapple. But this is not actually a pineapple that's going to produce pineapples. It's a pineapple tree, but it produces flowers. But they call it a pineapple plant. Yeah, mine grew for a long time and then it finally just died out in the pot that it was in. And I haven't started another one. It made kind of a cute little plant. But you know, I didn't know it. They say a pineapple plant will only produce one pineapple. 18 months to get a pineapple. Wow. Yeah, I'll have to try another one. I do want to get another head of that lettuce or two that comes with the root ball on it. And I want to plant more of those this summer because it did so well through even the cold months. Yeah, it's pretty if nothing else. Even if it doesn't produce a pineapple, it's pretty. Well, hey, Jessica. I'm going head out cause my phone going to die soon. Plug it in. Sometimes my camera's plugged into the charger right now, so it won't die on me. You grow a lot of pineapple. I wish I could grow a lot of pineapple here. Yeah, I enjoy having all my ladies here in my chat. The guys too, the ones that'll come. And I found this lemon tea, green citrus tea is the best thing in the world to drink when you're talking a lot to keep from coughing. And I found that out by accident. That's why I keep sipping on it. So hopefully I don't start coughing. I don't know. He left some comments in a couple of my videos that I posted lately. And I went to one of his lives the other day and it tickled me to death. It was to watch the donut hang. Can you imagine? Watching a donut hang. There was nobody there, nobody talking, just watching this donut. I said, well, I don't know. I think people got to be stoned to just sit there and watch that. But I thought it was funny. There's Alfonso. Hello. How are you doing, Alfonso? Yes, I'm having a great day. Kind of a lazy day because it's been rainy all day. I missed something while Jesse was leaving. Oh, you got snow, Alfonso. Oh my goodness. Well, it's been fairly warm here. A little chilly today, but not cold. But it has been rainy. Yeah, sounds like it, Susan. Well, thank you, Holiday. It's pretty old. I've had it for years and years. You don't want any more snow, Shelley? Yep, light jacket weather. That's kind of what we got here. Just like I said, the humidity and the damp and just a little bit of a chill. You probably, if you stay outside very long, unless you're doing a lot of work and get your blood moving, you'd want to put on a sweater or a real light jacket or a long sleeve blouse anyway, or shirt. Yeah, a week of snow is enough for anybody. Did you build a snowman, Shelley? We hardly ever get snow here, and if we get enough on the ground, I'm gonna get out there and build me a snowman. And I told my brother that, and it snowed here one time. You know what he sent me the message of? He said, "Hey sis, you got snow. Where's your snowman?" I said, "Okay, I'm gonna show you." I put on my outfit and my boots, my hat, and gloves, and I got out there, and I not only built one snowman, but I fixed Mrs. Snowman, Mr. Snowman, and Little Snowman. I had three of them. Snow's on the crater here. But can you see it from your house, April? Weren't you the one that was supposed to go shopping with me? We all need to get together and go shopping. Making fire and ice, yeah. Blowing snow. Not from your house. I just figured that'd be cool if you could see the snow on the crater from where you live. My furnace just kicked on the first time. I think it's been on all afternoon. I've had the little fireplace going, and it was enough to keep the chill out of the house. But the furnace has been off most of the day, and it's just now come on. So I guess the temperature's dropping. It's 45 degrees outside. So that's a little chilly, but it's not cold cold. Not freezing cold. See if it's updated lately. Well, it's dropped to 44 degrees. That is the current temperature right now here. 44 degrees and cloudy. I haven't had my heater on for several days. Well, that's good. You've never been in the snow, April. Well, see, April's got to take a trip over to the States. And she needs to visit one of the states that always gets tons of snow. Just so she gets the full effect of seeing snow for one time. Shelley says it's 60 degrees here with heavy rain. 73 in Hawaii, in Maui. .44 where Susan is. Inside your temperature 72. You must have a really well insulated house or apartment. Little buddy's great. He's around here somewhere. He was bugging me, wanting me to pet him all the time a little while ago, but then he settled down. He probably found, I don't know where he went, but he probably found a spot to curl up and take a nap. I always wanted to go to South Dakota for some reason. It's set on 69, so I don't need it on now. Yeah, mine set on like 68, and I just leave it set there, you know. I'm on the middle floor, but the whole south side is pretty much glass. Of course, that's the warmer side, usually. Well, you're well insulated then. If you're on the middle floor, you got lots of insulation above you and lots of insulation below you. You want to see a buffalo? Jane said they vacationed in North Dakota back when she was a kid. Y'all don't forget to hit the thumbs up. I only got 11 thumbs up so far. I got to think about 23 in chat and 11 thumbs up. A big woolly cow. Buffalo. I've never been to South Dakota or North Dakota. Oh, how neat, Jane. You stayed in a primitive campground where buffaloes came right up to the camper? Cool. And that big giant tree thing? You also see a lot of groundhogs in April. Thank you, Alfonso. I want to eat some buffalo. Well, I don't know. I've never eaten buffalo, but to me it would probably be like beef, I would think. I have had buffalo burger before and don't remember much about it. Yeah, I would think it would be similar to beef. It may have a wilder taste than beef. I don't know. I didn't think bear meat would be good, but I ate bear one time. And oh, I'm telling you what, it was really good. It had been tenderized, dipped in flour, and then fried like a chicken fried steak. It was so good. Oh my gosh. Oh, you have street vendors around there that have had buffalo burgers? Huh. That's kind of neat. They crossed a cow with a buffalo and made the beef a beefaloo. Well, I guess that's kind of what you end up with, isn't it? Beefaloo. Not buffalo, beefaloo. That's funny. My friend from Canada had never heard of funnel cakes until I introduced her to it. I've seen them, I've never tried them. The funnel cake. called Devil's Tower. It's true about the cow and the buffalo. I wouldn't doubt it. Called it a beefaloo. Buffamo. Buffamo. Buffamoo. They also have the largest cottonwood tree in Lincoln County, South Dakota. Janie says her husband loves funnel cake and he makes them in the winter. I've never made funnel cake, but I've heard of them. I've never tried them. I'm sure they're good. I know people always get them at the fairgrounds here when they have the Texas Fair with big Tex. Oh, and you get you get anything at the fairgrounds to eat. I thought the most unusual when I heard they came up with it was fried butter. And I got to thinking, I said, well, it sounds like it would be good, but how in the world do you fry butter? And they said that they cut it in, they get it hard, they cut it in small cubes, and then they freeze it. And they I'm sorry. They freeze it, cut it in cubes, and then they batter it and fry it immediately before it has time to melt. That way, I guess it's fried so fast, by the time the butter melts, it's ready to take out of the batter, and the butter stays inside. And I love butter, so I could probably eat my weight in that, which would not be good. You haven't had a fair since COVID? I don't know. They said the game starts at 5 or 5:30. I'm looking for my phone. I don't know what I did with it. Huh. What did I do with it? Oh, well. It's here somewhere. I was going to look on the phone and see what time the game started. Let's see. It's 6 p.m. Eastern Time, it says on Paramount. It says Super Bowl live Friday the 11th, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Paramount. YouTube has showed a lot of the commercials already. I didn't even think to look. My husband and I were just saying, how the heck did they fry butter? Well, that's how I found out they did it. They cut it up in little cubes, the size they want them, and then they freeze them just as hard as you can freeze them. And then they quickly batter those little cubes, drop them in that really hot grease, and they fry so quick. By the time the butter melts, it's done. You take them out and drain them, and when you bite into them or put them in your mouth and bite down on them, the butter just squirts out in your mouth. Yeah, Connie, you're what, 2 hours earlier than me, behind me. It starts, I think, at 5 o'clock my time, Central Time. So we still got about 45 minutes to go here in Texas to see it. 5:15. Yeah, it's 4:16 here. So you're an hour ahead of me, Gladys. It starts 6 o'clock your time, Gladys. 5 o'clock my time. And 3 o'clock, I guess, Connie's time. Yeah, they do the fried ice cream the same way. They got to get it fried, I mean, just frozen solid. And then batter it real quick and fry it up fast before it melts. Alfonso's in Mountain Time Zone. Well, that's the first, April. Usually you're going to go feed your dog, or you're going to go feed the animals, or you're going to go feed somebody. This is the first time I've said you're going to go get yourself something to eat and you'll be right back. Yeah, bring us something, April. Gladys says she's hungry. I need something sweet. And Shelley says I'm waiting to eat my popcorn. Got my onions soaking in a bit. Got to start the prime rib steak and fry our petals to watch the game. You guys have a great night. Hugs to all for a nice time. Well, I'm glad you could join us, Jane, and you enjoy the Super Bowl. You and your husband both. Shelley says I have a oatmeal pie. Well, you're welcome, April. You know, I try to go live every Sunday at 3. Shelley, send it. Thank you. I'll throw it. Get ready to catch it, Gladys. Shelley's going to throw it to you. Catch that oatmeal pie. Well, I'm so happy you enjoy us, April. We enjoy having you in chat. Open wide, Gladys. She's getting ready to throw it. That's going to be a mouthful. Touchdown. Where is everybody today? I got my standbys that always come to my chats, but I've still got more people that haven't showed up. And the ball game's not started yet, so I don't know. Maybe they're getting ready for the game. Who knows? Yeah, I got so many seeds I want to get started that I'm not sure I'm going to have enough places to plant all the seedlings when I get them come up. Yeah, that game Super Bowl is a big deal everywhere. And oh, I understand when that game starts. I don't blame any of you a bit for leaving my chat and going to watch the game. In fact, when it in fact, when it gets started good, we may just end the live anyway. Let's see, we've been on here for about an hour and a half. Because, they'll say it starts at 5 or 6. But then it's a good long time before the game actually starts, even after the time they say it's going to start. They get on there and talk about stuff and do one thing or another, and half hours went by and the game hasn't started yet. You'll be running your legs off planting, Linda. I know. I'm going to have so much to plant if it all comes up. But that's a good thing. If all my plants come up, I'll gladly have too many. I can't get over how much you plant. I'm going to have a pretty big garden this year because, I added 6 more totes. I added those 6 more totes under that canopy frame that I can cover with a shade cloth or anything else if I need to later. It doesn't need it right now. It says I can stay now. Well, good, Susan. Linda can live in her garden. Yeah, I could just about do that. If I lived in the garden, if I slept out there, it might keep the critters away, huh? If I stayed in the garden all night, the critters might be afraid to come in. Well, thank you, Holiday. I try to show everybody updates of everything, that I've been doing. Because it's impossible to try to film everything I do because it takes so much time to move the camera. Like moving all that garden soil, I would have had to move the camera, move the wheelbarrow, dump the dirt, move the camera back, fill the wheelbarrow up, move it again. It's just a hassle. But I almost overdid it, and it kind of knocked me for a loop these last 2 days. I've just felt wore out, like I just didn't want to do anything. But, like I said, I wanted to get that garden soil put to the rock gardens and in a lot of pots and stuff before this 3-day rain. I said it will help those flower bulbs and the moonflowers come up if they have some good rich dirt, going on out there to fertilize everything. So I was Speedy Gonzales. I got out there and I got it done. But I got a lot more to do too. It's helped me. You got one of those wagons? Well, I got a wheelbarrow that I bought many years ago. And I think I bought it when I first started doing the rock gardens because I had to haul dirt, wood chips, everything else back and forth. Well, thank you, Holiday. When I can start putting it mostly in the garden and I don't have to go back and forth so much, then I can film more of it. Lightweight ones that you take to the ball game. I know football's a rough game. You can get hurt easy on football. That's one reason my son quit playing. He always ended up being the one running with the ball. And before he knew it, he was at the bottom of the heap of about 6 boys. And he says, "Mom, I'm going to break a leg or an arm with all of them piling up on me all the time." And he said, "My coach just said, run faster." Can you imagine? He said he was running as fast as he could with the ball, but they managed to catch up to him, and he ended at the bottom of the pile. So finally he just said, "I'm quitting. I'm not going to run the risk of breaking a leg or an arm getting tackled so much." Yeah, you can break bones easy playing football, especially when you're running with the ball. And who is it that runs with the ball so much? Is it the quarterback? I don't remember, but that's what he was. So he was always getting past the ball, and he was the one running down the field with it, and he was the one that always got tackled. Broke his wrist playing football. Rooting for the Chiefs, but you do like the 49ers. I'm rooting for whoever wins. Doesn't matter to me. My son did karate. My son, he did karate, but not during school. I mean, he was already married and out of school before he took karate. And he got all the way up to a black belt. And you know, my brother, one of my older brothers, I've got 2 older brothers, Billy and Donnie. Donnie started taking karate and martial arts in the Army. And by the time he was out, he had the highest degree black belt that you could hold. And he opened his own karate studio, or martial arts studio. And he's got it for sale now because he's retired. Uh, he's had it for sale for this past year, I think. It's a big building, nice building, and I guess you can convert it to office space, or you could probably even convert it to a house if you wanted to. But he hasn't had any takers on it yet. Yeah, we know, Gladys. You'll watch those men run around the field in their tights. Watch their butts. We know what you're doing. You don't have to tell us. Gladys loves watching them white tights go down the field. Your son came in second in state in karate? Well, good. Wow. I honestly believe the Chiefs will win. They are a mighty good bunch of players. Holiday. We like those tight ends, don't we, Gladys? Woohoo. He just got out of rehab in Michigan. Connie, you love those tight pants too. Yeah, really. Patting a close up, going to touchdown. Two sons and one daughter. Well, I got one of each, one daughter, one son on the TV. Yeah, I know, Connie. You can't help it. Devil made you do it. Yeah, see, I was worried that my live was going to interfere with the ball game, but since the ball game doesn't start till 5 and 6 most places and 3 in some places like in Washington State, then my live is not going to interfere with it at all. Locker rooms, that would be fun. Kelch boy smiles. Can't. That's my heart. Yeah, Gladys is one that would have like to have a hidden camera in the locker room. Did I say that? Shut my mouth, Gladys. Oh God. I am gonna hush. I'm just gonna get Gladys started. Now that would make Gladys's day, April. Gladys coming in the locker room with a helmet. I want the cameras in the shower. Pause. Oh my gosh. You ladies. Locker rooms are not safe. That's where all the bullying happens. I remember getting beaten up in the boys' locker room in middle school. Oh no. How sad. Well, maybe that's the reason they need hidden cameras in a locker room to see if any bullying's going on. Gladys, that isn't a donut. What are y'all talking about, Holiday? Grandson goes to ex football for working out 3 times a week, and he is a very big man. Yeah, kids can be cruel. There's so much bullying that goes on, even with girls. I mean, it's unreal. And sometimes I think a lot of the bullying goes on is because they're actually jealous of that person. I mean, some people think it's because they make fun of other kids because they're a little awkward or something. But I honestly think that they bully them because they're jealous of them. They might be one of the smart kids, and they're jealous because they get all the good grades. You never know. I remember one kid actually took a bolt cutter to school and went around cutting people's locks off from everyone's locker and started stealing everyone's stuff. This was back in 98 during school PE class. Oh my goodness. Well, did they ever do anything with him to punish him for doing that? I mean, they didn't have metal detectors and stuff back then, but I'm sure somebody reported him. People who bully is because it's bully has lows. Yeah, that's what I think. They're actually jealous of the person that they're bullying. They might be a little smarter than they are, or maybe their parents have a little bit more money than that the other person's parents do. They can give them more. You never know. There's 101 reasons for all that. Not gonna rain on my parade. I have never got caught at that time. All I remember was getting my lock cut off and having my PE clothes stolen. Oh, wow. Well, did not anyone report all that to the teachers or the principal? I mean, I'm sure it wouldn't be hard to find a kid with a set of bolt cutters at a school. Somebody had to see him. Missing Georgie not being here for the game. Yeah, no cameras back then. But a kid just can't walk around the school with a pair of bolt cutters and no one sees him. Someone was bound to have seen him. He had to put those bolt cutters somewhere during the day when he was in class. Where did he keep them? In his locker? He might have been the only one that didn't get his lock cut. That's the tip off right there. His lock was still on his locker door. That means the bolt cutters were probably inside. It was reported, however, he got caught 3 weeks later going around with bolt cutters cutting locks off in. What did they do with him? What kind of how did they discipline him, Alfonso? I think he should have been suspended from school for 6 weeks for doing something like that. Charged with vandalism or something. I mean, that's awful. He got suspended for a long time. I just started to say, doing something like that, he should have been suspended for quite a while. Future criminal, hoping you learned his lesson. Another $5 at the time. Yeah, that kid should have had to replace all of those locks. Every one of the locks he cut, he should have had to paid for, so the kids could buy a new one at his expense, not theirs. The lockers were under mandatory search. Yeah, there's no telling. Yeah, he should have got kicked out of school. He should have had to pay for damages, anything that was gone, missing. But he definitely should have had to buy new locks for every one that he cut. Gladys don't play karate chop. You know, I've been dragging. I still haven't put the floor in my bathroom. I got my leak all stopped and everything. My neighbor replaced the valve that was leaking or didn't work. And I replaced all the insides of the tank. And I replaced the water line myself. So it's fixed. I don't have any more water leak. But I had my fan running in that bathroom trying to dry out everything that was wet. Because it just soaked the floor in there. And I need to get a small piece of plywood and put in there on the floor to repair it. And I haven't done it yet. I mean, nobody goes in that bedroom. You know, they don't use that bathroom. But, you know, other than me, I go in there sometimes. But so I'm not in a hurry. I said I got more pressing things to do in the garden than I do in there. So as long as it's not leaking anymore, I'm not too concerned with it. I'll get it done eventually. I'll wait till a nice day and then I'll go to Home Depot and get me a small piece of plywood and have them cut it in half for me. And I'll bring it home and I'll cut it to fit the bathroom and put it in there. I've still got the carpet that goes on it. It's already been cleaned. But I'm debating if I put the wood floor in there, do I even want the carpet? I may not even put the carpet back in there. Well, I'm glad you stopped in, Holiday. You have a good time the rest of the day. And enjoy the game if you're going to be watching the Super Bowl. And we'll see you on my next chat, hopefully. We've already been on here almost 2 hours, about an hour and 45 minutes, something like that. Yeah, take care, Holiday. Have a blessed day. I was wondering why it was so hard for me to see my chat. I just checked the size and it was like at 90% instead of 100%. I just changed it so now it's a little bit easier to read. I was never supposed to be placed in regular PE due to me having multiple disabilities, including legal blindness. My 8th grade teacher didn't want me in the Adapted PE because of class interference. Huh. I don't know about that, Gladys. Maybe. Who knows? I may give away cookies Thursday night on trivia night or something. I don't know. We'll see. I was just trying to give away anything that was red before Valentine's Day. I'm having basil tea and sourdough toast with cherry preserves. Oh, that sounds real good, April. What type of basil do you use? I know some people say they use, I think, holy basil for basil tea, not just regular basil. I've made basil tea before, but I made it with just the regular basil I have. And I was wondering if there's a difference in the taste of it. Lemon basil? Yeah, I haven't seen any seeds for lemon basil. I'll have to look that up. I know there's a lemon basil, holy basil, the regular basil like I've got that have been growing. I've never planted holy basil or lemon basil before. I made biscuits with 2 ingredients. They were so good. Tastes like Popeyes. I've seen people make biscuits with 2 ingredients where they use flour and sour cream, or flour and yogurt, flour and buttermilk. There's a lot of different combinations you can make biscuits with that are really good. How many thumbs up? I've got 13. That means that there's 10 people watching that haven't hit the thumbs up. Because I've got 24 in chat, or 24 watching and only got 13 thumbs up. Yeah, flour and heavy whipping cream. I've made it with flour and sour cream, and that was really good. Because you didn't add milk or water or anything to it, just the sour cream. And it makes a good biscuit. In fact, I need to make a loaf of bread. I may do that after my live because I'm out of bread. And I was thinking about doing a video on baking a loaf of bread. So I may do that this afternoon. I'll turn the game on and kind of listen to it and watch part of it, and I'll make my loaf of bread. Thanks for reminding me. Thumbs up, and Linda will make cookies. I usually use whatever I have on hand. If I've got the heavy cream, I'll use that. Or if I have sour cream, I'll use the sour cream. If I have the yogurt, I'll use yogurt. Well, I'm going to have to look because I've looked out there and I don't think I've ever seen the lemon basil. I've seen just regular basil. Because I've looked for holy basil seeds before and they didn't have it. All they had was just the regular basil that I always get. So I don't know if they might have been out of the lemon basil, or maybe it's just the different Walmarts that carry it. I don't know. Those were your first biscuits? Well, I'll have to check again when I go in there. Maybe I overlooked them the other day when I was in. Because I always check the seed stand. I check for any unusual seeds that maybe I've never not planted before to see if they have anything new. I've never seen the lemon basil out there. Connie says she bought fairy moss lemon basil seeds. Yeah, like I said, I'll just have to check again. Purple basil. And see, I don't think I've ever planted purple basil either before. I know there's several different kinds of basil, and I just always get the plain basil because I use it in a lot of tomato sauces, pastas, that type of thing. But I said I always wanted to try the lemon basil and the holy basil to see if there's a different taste in it. So I don't know because I've never tried them yet. So we'll see. Your computer's been locking up, sorry. I sent you a picture of the bread my friend taught me to make. Okay, I'll have to check that out, Susan. Yeah, basil is a pretty plant. I always thought it looked really nice. And I like to smell it. But when I put it in my dehydrator, I've got to put it outside on the patio because the smell gets so strong in the house it'll make me sick with my allergies. So I have to put it outside on the patio table to dry the basil. Yeah, I had two different types of basil that was growing this past year. And seemed like one of it did smell kind of licoricey. And I don't know which basil that was. Is that the lemon basil that smells like licorice? Kinda? If that's the case, maybe I did have some lemon basil. And I didn't realize that's what it was. Sometimes I get my seeds mixed up. And then it surprises me what I get growing. Purple basil smells licoricey. Okay. Because it was growing in my regular basil and I couldn't figure out why it smelled different. And I took a picture of it and looked up in the plant ID of what it was, and it come up as basil. But I think it did say it was purple basil or something. And I said, well, how did that basil get in my other basil seed? I said, that must have been a stray seed that got mixed in the pack, by accident. And it just happened to germinate and grow for me. Because that was the only one plant I had of it. Oh, me. Yeah, one year I tried to buy every type of tomato plant I could find. Or not the plant, I bought the seed. I had the Ace 55, Golden Jubilees, Brandywine, and these were all the little, like, grape and cherry tomato sizes. I had the red cherry, golden tomatoes, which were the little ones, and they grew really well. And they grew all summer. There weren't like the bigger tomatoes, that will grow and produce, and then as soon as it gets really hot, the plant will die, which I love growing those too. They just are not going to produce all summer. You got your seeds on Baker Creek? Okay, I can check them out too. I did. This was the red thing that I gave away. Susan won it a little few minutes ago. Don't you remember, Susan? It's red. You won it. It was the grape cutter. But that, I was only going to give this one thing away. I mean, are you saying you want me to give something else away too? It's really red. It smells sort of. Johnny's has good seeds too. I get mine at Journeys sometimes. I think it's Gurney's, Gurneys or something like that. They have real good seeds. I don't know what else I've got that's red. I remember cutting grapes for my kids when they were babies. Go ahead and give something else away and advertise on your videos. Yeah, I know they advertise on my videos. That's how I get paid for doing my videos, is the advertisements that are on them. Let me check, see if I can find something else red. Yeah, Gurney's is a good place to get seeds. I think it was Gurney's that I may have ordered my banana trees from. I'm not sure. Okay, I found this. It's got a red handle. It's a set of tongs. I don't want to pull it out because it'll split the package it's in. I didn't want to do that. So this next question is for these gold handle tongs. For you, all of you that watch my videos all the time, what did I plant already in some of those new green totes that I fixed this past week? Tongs, yeah. You did all my shorts today. No, it's something that was just planted this past week in the green totes, not the other ones. The ones that I just fixed, the green ones. Some of them I've already got something planted in it. What did I plant in those? I had it in the video that was up this week. I was teasing when you said you were giving away red things for Valentine's. Said thought it was for the Chiefs. No, it was for Valentine's is what I was giving stuff that was red away. I figured it would be a good time to give prizes that had red on them. Did anybody watch the video this past week? I told you several times in the video what I planted in a couple of those green totes already. No, not garlic. That was in the older ones. I can't remember. See, sometimes it pays to watch the videos. I accidentally bought cookies. I got my pad to write the name down of whoever gets the right answer. Not seeds. It's something that was planted in the green totes this week after I set them up. I planted seeds in the greenhouse in the seed trays, not the green totes. Y'all weren't paying attention to the video. You might have watched it, but evidently you were not paying attention. Not tree collards. I'm going to kick my ass. Nope. Onions are planted in the other totes, the older ones. Those were planted back in December. December and January is when I planted my onions and stuff, not parsley. I haven't planted parsley yet, except for seeds in the greenhouse. I transplanted something in those green totes. What was it? From Hawaii, maybe they're going to say something about the hand of fire. I can't believe y'all don't know. I haven't planted flowers yet. Well, yeah, I did. I planted flowers, hollyhock seed in the wine barrel, but not the green totes. No, not potatoes. There's Judy Kirk. Hello. I set up my totes, the green ones, under that canopy frame, and I transplanted something into those, a couple of the green totes, at least two of them. What did I plant in there? It wasn't Brussels sprouts, but I'm going to give it to pause in the garden because Brussels sprouts was closer than anything. It was just some of the greens that were growing that survived over the winter. And I pulled them out of the other pot or totes and the little pots they were in, and I transferred them over into the green totes. And some of them may have been Brussels sprouts. I wasn't paying attention. But it's some of the greens that survived through the winter months. And I know I've planted at least two green totes with them in it. So pause in the garden. And I don't know if I've got your mailing address or not. Sweet taters. No, I haven't planted any sweet taters yet. Pause, do I have your mailing address? Don't know if I do or not. Yeah, I got it. So I'll get these tongs out to you. The red handle ones. Woohoo! Pause in the garden. See, sometimes it pays attention to what I say in them videos. You never know what I'll ask you. Susan says, I confess, didn't watch the video. Shame on you, Susan. I'm going to eat 3 cookies and that's it. April, you can't eat 3 and stop. You know that. Sheila just got the no, help me out. I'm mostly listening to. Oh, she already ate 5. I told you you can't stop at 3. To Shelly, um, was looking to see if I had Shelly's address. Seemed like I sent her something. Maybe I didn't. Yeah, I can send them to Shelly if you're going to pass them over to her. Okay, he said, I could get the tongs, Linda. Okay, well, I'll send them to you. Make sure I have your mailing address. I don't know if I've got it already or not. Have I ever sent you anything before? I don't know. I've got addresses jotted down everywhere. I'm looking through again, but I don't know if I've got your address or not. Yes, I won the big ring. Okay, let me look. Because I thought I had sent you something. Uh, Boonville? Is that where it's at, Boonville? Shelley? Or, or is that Sheila? Did you get the piano paws in the garden? So you're in Boonville, Shelley. Okay. So I'll get those out to you too. I'll take all three of those to the post office at one time and get them mailed. Either. Yes, it's Boonville. Send me cookies too. I don't have any cookies to send. May have to wait till next week for them. I'm turning into Gladys. I got fudge striped ones. I don't know. I got lost somewhere in this conversation. Keebler special, April. I haven't made cookies in a long time. Well, why not, April? You can make doggy cookies for your dog. April, I know April's eating cookies, and she's not sharing. I've had an eating problem. Oh, that sounds good, Connie. Red velvet cookies. I've gained 6 pounds. Gladys, if y'all want to send me cookies, I'll accept them. Anyone? I was 95 pounds. Well, you could afford to gain 6 pounds, April. I wouldn't mind gaining 6 pounds if I only weighed 95. Yeah, I want to hear something crazy, Susan. What? Around here, the food places are all closed for dine in. You can only go to the drive throughs because of the game. Really? Why would they do that? Some of these restaurants put up TVs just so they can watch the games and stuff when they're in the restaurant because it helps attract their customers. Wow, even Cracker Barrel's. I can't believe that. Yeah, the sports bars may be open. The day we went to Buffalo's in Fort Worth, at Buffalo's Pizza, whatever that is, it's a New York style pizza place. They had TVs up. I mean, 2 and 3 TV screens on every wall and everywhere. They had something different playing on each screen, I think. I said that would drive me crazy because I'd try to keep up with everything going on. I get whiplash from watching the television screens. Yeah, probably. Surprised I haven't already. Oh no, April. You're terrible. Oh my goodness. Wow, that's unreal. I never knew that these restaurants closed for Super Bowl. They don't even want to close for Christmas, and yet they'll close for Super Bowl. They won't close for Easter, but they close for Super Bowl. Okay. Yeah, go figure that, Susan. They're open for Thanksgiving, but they're closed up for Super Bowl. Super Bowl is going to end up being a national holiday. Super Bowl Sunday. Quaker bread, back quack, Quacker Barrel. Has the game actually started already, Connie? Or are they just talking about starting? Usually it takes them a half hour to talk about it before they actually get started. Oh, wow, that's fast. Well, do y'all need to go? I mean, we can end the live and we can all watch the game. I don't want to keep everybody. I was trying to see if I could get it to come up on my laptop. Somebody was wearing a diaper in Japan. Well, I thought I could bring up. I can't bring it up. Let's see what else I can do. Her pants might fall off. She has one the other day in Japan showing her wearing a diaper. We're going to see some Taylor skin. Huh. Yeah, I forgot Taylor is the halftime show, isn't she? Taylor Swift? Or I heard somebody say it was Taylor Swift. Yeah, that's what I was trying to get on. But I can't on my TV. I can't on my laptop over here for some reason. Keep your clothes on. Connie will help keep us posted, like Carrie Underwood. Well, you can bring it up on YouTube, but it's from a year ago, 3 years ago, where the Chiefs versus the 49ers in the Super Bowl, but it was 3 years ago. They don't have the current one. See, might still be able to get it. Let me see what I can do here. If I can bring it up on my laptop, I can do a split screen and watch my live and the Super Bowl at the same time. And I can't read the chat because I got it covered up right now. But it's not bringing it up. Hmm. I know y'all are up to no good. I can't see the chat, so no, it's not letting me. It's not letting me bring up the Super Bowl. My chocolate man is melting. I can't believe y'all. The minute I'm out of chat, y'all just break loose with all kind of stuff. I know, April. Sex talk for sure. The CBS app. Yeah, but that's the Paramount Plus, and they charge you to watch that. I mean, you got to sign up for it. I've got Paramount on my TV, but I don't think it's Paramount Plus. You can try it for free, but then it'll probably start charging you. $5.99 a month. With Showtime, it's $11.99 a month. I'm just wondering if I can bring it up on my TV over there. Let me go see. I'm going to take y'all with me. Whoops, if I don't drop the camera. We'll check if I can get over there through all the tripods and stuff here. Look at this. I don't know if you can see him. Well, it's too dark down there, but CB's laying on the bed. I'm not CB, but little buddy. And I don't know if it will let me reverse this. I don't think it will. See if it'll show it on CBS on the TV. If not, I'll check Paramount. No, it wants you to. Let me go down to Paramount. I've got Prime on my TV, but it's not Prime Plus, so I don't know if I can see it on here or not. Maybe not. Yeah, you got to subscribe to Prime Plus. See what it says. Oh, if I can get up. Start your 7-day free trial. But I don't want to have to start paying it later, so. Is it not on regular TV? Does anyone know? I can turn on my cable section and, oh, let me see if I can get the other remote. Oh, Lordy. This is too much work, y'all. I usually keep my cable off and just have it through Wi-Fi all the time. Well, it shows that it's on live now for Fox, but when you go over there, it's not on there. I'm going down to my Roku station, I mean TV, and see. It's game day live, okay. Yeah, but see, even on Roku, they want you to sign up to be able to watch it. And I don't want to pay any more a month to watch it. So I thought it was on regular TV. And you'd think since I pay for cable and everything else, I could watch the stupid game. When I go to CBS, it's got something about some woman getting shot. Female shooter killed, two injured at Joel Osteen's church. Go figure that, y'all. I don't know how to flip this thing. I don't know if I can. I'm almost afraid to try, afraid I'll disconnect it all. Did y'all hear anything about that today? When I got to CBS, the first thing that came up is headlines: female shooter killed, two injured at Joel Osteen's church. And they've got fire trucks, police cars, you name it, all around this church. I know the whole country's going crazy. I'm having to read the chat on my camera right now, so you can't see anything just talking. Let me get back over here where I was. Yeah, man, that was the first thing that come up. There was a female shooter at Joel Osteen's church, and there's a lot of people that are injured. I wonder who she was after, Joel Osteen or his wife or somebody. That's crazy. Yeah, it's in Houston. He's got a great big old church there and a multi-million-dollar home. He's telling what's going on. Would like to see it. They want you to pay. I know. I tried to get on. I've got regular Prime on my television, but when you click on it to go watch the game, it wants you to sign up for Prime Plus, which is $5.99 a month. And then if you watch, the other one, it's $11.99 a month, and I'm not signing up for that. They need to have it on regular stations. Not, you shouldn't have to subscribe to a channel to, pay to see a channel to watch it. Y'all scared me. You said you couldn't see anything. All you could do was hear, but it's showing the picture of me over when I was sitting on the couch a few minutes ago. She wanted his car. Just kidding. Well, Gladys, you said you couldn't see anything just talking. I don't know. It may be just your TV or your laptop or your tablet. I don't know what you're watching on. First and 10 49ers. Yeah, they'll have it on the news and they'll have it on YouTube as well. Somebody will post it on YouTube, I'm sure. Now I might could bring that up on CBS. For CBS News, they might. We'll see if I can bring it up. I don't know if I can or not. But just something on the news, you shouldn't have to subscribe to any channel to see that. I wouldn't think. Little buddy, where are you going? Huh? I know you can flip this screen around, but I'm not real sure how to do it, and I'm afraid if I hit any buttons, I'm going to cut everything off. It's not letting me see anything. I just have an antenna and getting it. I refuse to pay for cable. Yeah, but it should be on just regular cable TV. You shouldn't have to subscribe to another channel to see it. I wouldn't think. It says get free app, but I bet it's not free after you get it. You're going to have to pay something to watch the game. Little buddy. Come on. I'll let you go out. Come on. Come on. Come on. See, you don't want to go out. I don't think you know what you want to do. No, you don't know what you want to do. It's not going to let me add it to my laptop. Can't find nothing. I give up. Well, I have cable and I can watch TV on cable, or I can flip it over and just watch it on the Wi-Fi. And I've got a Prime and Roku and all kind of channels downloaded on the Wi-Fi section of it. And I should be able to watch the game on some of that, but I haven't been able to get it without subscribing to something. I got to feed everybody outside. Be right back. You can watch a above view on YouTube. Huh, let me try. The only thing came up when I went to YouTube was the game from 3 years ago. What do you want, little buddy, huh? When I go to YouTube to bring it up, there is nothing for today. And it says watch now. You go to that, and I don't know. Wait and see what loads in. Casey in control now. Yeah, I know they always want you to pay something. I'm already paying to have channels. I shouldn't have to pay extra again to watch the stupid game. Well, I go to this link where you say you can watch it, and it starts to come on, and then a page flips up in front of it that said dangerous website, and it won't let you watch it. Wait a minute. It says if you subscribe to the channel, you can watch it, so we'll see. I might be able to bring it up after all, y'all.